Was making my weekly rounds on LinkedIn Lunatics when I found a post that quite frankly entertained me quite a bit, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. And usually I'd suspect posts like this of being satire, but I went to search the person up on LinkedIn and they had 88,000 followers on LinkedIn and they are posting almost daily. So rest assured, I don't think this post was meant to be satire. Honestly, I don't even understand how you get 88,000 followers on LinkedIn. I mean, I'm guilty of LinkedIn speak myself, but I only have 7,000 followers there. But someone with 88,000, that's someone I'd probably avoid at all costs. The only way you could possibly get to 88,000 followers on LinkedIn is if you are sociopathic enough to be able to withstand posting and reading the garbage brain rot that is on there day in and day out for over a year. But anyways, she starts off by saying, my friend was hiring for her startup and this candidate sent this response. Time to burst this bubble for job aspirants. Now here's the email in question. Hi, I will not invest my time in completing actual work which I could get paid for somewhere else, as this kind of process is unethical and disrespectful. If you want to review my skills, kindly do so in a one-on-one video interview which I will be glad to attend. Thank you, and then the guy's name. Now call me crazy, I don't think this is the most out-of-pocket thing a candidate could possibly say. As this one Reddit user points out, it's not uncommon that sometimes companies might ask candidates to do take-home assignments and then completely ghost them and use the code they wrote for their own purposes. It was a tech role. The assignment was standard in the hiring process, but the candidate was like, is this your way of getting free work done? Okay, first of all, if you're gonna put it in quotes, it should be the actual thing that the person said, but as you can clearly see, while it was implied, nowhere did they actually use the phrase, is this your way of getting free work done? They just said that they didn't want to spend time doing the actual work. And then she goes on to say, the audacity or delusion from someone straight out of college with no experience. Honestly, this was the line that made me remember how fucking insane LinkedIn is as a whole. Like, first of all, would it have been any different if the candidate was someone that had worked at a big company before and they sent the same email? Secondly, I love how there's only two options that this could be under. It's either audacity or delusion. There's no third option. For a measly college student to think that solving a take-home assignment for a company with no promise of an interview could be considered exploitation has to be either they are so delusional to believe that their time is worth anything at all, or they're just the most audacious person that this LinkedIn influencer has ever seen. Now, mind you, in the comments, she posted the original email that the student responded to, and you can see it was sent on April 1st, and the person wanted them to complete this assignment by 12 p.m. on April 2nd. So judging by the timestamps here, it was around a 24-hour notice of completing this take-home assignment, which again, who in their right mind would have the either audacity or the delusion to question such a thing? She then goes on to say that this delusion is largely thanks to self-proclaimed career coaches on the internet who haven't cracked a job themselves. Here's a reality check, especially for college students entering the workforce. You really think a company will outsource critical work to a fresher via a one-off assignment? What's your credibility at that stage? Most companies, engineering, MBA, or creative use assignments, tests, and case comps to evaluate skills. No, it's not exploitation, it's how hiring works. Now, if you're not already laughing, this is about to get real ironic once we look at another one of her LinkedIn posts compared to what she's actually done in the past. Essentially here, she's posing as an authority of the job interviewing process. Now, keep in mind, this job posting wasn't even hers, it was one of her friends. But the craziest part here to me is saying you really think a company will outsource critical work to a fresher via a one-off assignment? Yes. Yes, I do. And tons of other people have seen it before. If we could not trust people that just graduated college with real work, why would we be hiring them in the first place? Sure, some of them might need a bit of guidance, but if you are sending this take-home test out to like 500 people that applied to your job, I'm sure some of them will write some decent code that you could have a senior engineer on your team probably just clean up a bit and deploy to your site. It's really no stretch of the imagination how she is grasping at straws to try and understand how a college freshman who she believes should not have the opportunity to do paid work, let alone have their code be in production, should ever be worried about being exploited for their work. Despite the fact that it is a huge imbalance in hiring that a company can send an automated email requesting a candidate to take time out of their day to do a coding assessment, and it literally costs them nothing, but it costs the candidate hours. If anything, that alone should show you this person has zero idea how hiring is working, yet she's criticizing other, quote, self-proclaimed career coaches on the internet who haven't cracked a job themselves. If you approach interviews with this attitude, you're not proving a point, you're just sabotaging your own career and learning. Let's not confuse skepticism with arrogance. Have you experienced this? Agree? Now here's another thing that she's wrong on. This person actually did prove a point with that email, thanks to her, because she shared it on her platform. There is a big problem when it comes to the power balance of hiring engineers, and this is a perfect example of it. This candidate is being put on blast because they wanted the company to invest as much time in the interview process as he was going to. Like they said, they would have been happy with a video call interview, but instead they got posted on LinkedIn by someone who didn't even post the job and seems like they know absolutely nothing about tech hiring at all. And as if one of her posts wasn't enough, I found another hidden gem across the vast sea of garbage that she has posted on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is scary. School-going kids telling how to crack a job. People offering mentorship and advice for things they've themselves not done. HR's claiming they gave a higher C2C than the candidates ask. I'm not even going to pretend to understand that. And at this point, it had me wondering, who is this person that's giving us a master class on how hiring works? And it turns out she's also looking for a job. In classic LinkedIn fashion, she starts the post off with a classic juxtaposition, the likes of which you can only find on LinkedIn, by saying, I'm exploring new opportunities for myself. I haven't started job hunting yet. And you would think someone with 88,000 followers on LinkedIn, someone who knows the game of hiring inside out and understands the psyche of the recruiter so well, would have no problem posting on their LinkedIn and not be insecure about something like this at all. And you're completely right, because she explicitly takes the time to mention that she is not embarrassed at all about it. She sees this as a convenience, not as desperation. And I don't know about you, whenever I hear that somebody needs to make a disclaimer about how not embarrassed they are about something or how not desperate they are, it's usually an amazing indicator that they're extremely confident in themselves and they're not insecure whatsoever. She goes on to say that she's been working independently since she left her job. She worked on a startup, which she decided to halt. And again, don't get the wrong idea. She's not desperate. In fact, she's making good money, but she just wants some direction. And that's why she's looking for a job. She's open for roles such as the CEO or founder's office. Call me crazy, I don't have an iota of the same level of hiring expertise that she does, but I feel like mentioning that you decide to halt your own startup while also saying you're looking for an opportunity as a founder slash CEO of a different startup kind of paints a bit of a weird picture. I don't know. And the thing I like the most about the post is she keeps the expectations crystal clear. She is not open to a pay cut and she will definitely ask for a raise. Now, it's really nice to know where the line is, because when you're a college student saying you don't want to do an assessment that has zero time commitment from the other side, it's delusion and audacity. But if you are as experienced as she is, mentioning that no matter what you get offered, you will, quote, definitely ask for a raise, I guess falls under the category of pure confidence. Now, crazy enough, this post did get like 700, 800 likes, and the majority of the comments are all people saying CFBR, which I had to Google means commenting for better reach. And I don't know what kind of cult LinkedIn has going on or what she's been posting in the past to persuade all these people to comment on her behalf for better reach, but god damn, LinkedIn influencing is a whole different world. And on that note, I thought I'd end the video off with another one of her posts. And don't worry, it's nothing normal. It's just your classic run-of-the-mill one sentence per paragraph post about the benefits of being a LinkedIn influencer, just in case any of you viewers at home wanted to take some notes and become a LinkedIn influencer yourself. And mind you, I'm no saint myself. There was a point in time where I made these cringy posts. And you know what? God damn it, I'll do it again and I'll continue doing it, because that is what works on this cursed platform. And you would be completely right to assume that while we are reading her posts, I am taking as many mental notes as humanly possible so I can learn from this masterclass in marketing. So side effects of being a LinkedIn influencer include DMs from people saying they felt seen, heard, inspired, and less alone, being invited as visiting faculty and trainer, speaking at events and panels, winning awards for your content. Honestly, this is the one I can see the most. I saw so many Reddit awards for that person that posted her screenshot on Reddit. Being invited as a guest on podcasts, including very prestigious ones. Do not worry, they're very prestigious. Bracket coming soon. Job opportunities, co-founder opportunities, freelance projects, all of which, by the way, she asked for a raise on. Remember, this is how negotiation works. And the best part is all of this happened organically just by showing up consistency and making the odd post here and there asking people for jobs. Anyways, I hope this fulfilled your LinkedIn cringe quota for the next month. I know it filled mine up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.